Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the DPC South America Division 2. Next round to be played. My name is Dktruman, and joining me on the mic is yet another Dutchie. I'm joined by Sparks on her first DPC appearance. How are you feeling?
Hi everyone, hi. Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed, not gonna lie. This was sprung upon me relatively last minute, but you know, I'm excited to be here and I'm excited to watch some good Dota. So, you know, all good, yeah. Picks are going relatively fast, it seems. They were very sure about their bans. That went hella quick.
Yeah, so far, it's, well, pretty standard. Bane versus Nyx Assassin, Tidehunt being picked up, of course. With these bans as well, the Mars, Weaver, and Bara make a lot of sense. The Rubik is slightly a questionable one, though. You don't necessarily see that one banned out too often, but with the Queen of Pain being pretty much one of the most staple mid laners in this current patch, not a surprise that it gets first phase picked.
Yeah, I mean, with Rubik, do you think there's a player on team, because like you've been following this obviously, is there a player on team Interitus that is known to play Rubik?
Yeah, there is, but I mean, I've been pretty impressed by his Rubik before. I think the main reason why you ban out Rubik is because it's just such an annoying hero. Pimp is probably Interitus his best player. I will have to say he's been definitely impressive, but yeah, it's a counter pick because look at the two picks they go for. Bane, Tidehunter. You don't want any of their ultis being yoinked.
Yeah, no, that's very fair, very valid. I see TA being banned on the side of Gorilla's Pride. I see Razor ban coming in as well. Razor ban, what do you think about that? What do you think they're gonna go for next?
Well, the Razor ban makes sense because it's one of the strongest counters to the Tidehunter in the laning stage. Also like the fact that they get rid of the TA, because safe lane TA is something that Interitus definitely can play as well. Plus it's fairly annoying to deal with because you got those side blade hits. So, this Tide, I mean, no matter what's gonna happen, he should probably be annoyed.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense. Let me just switch. There we go. Let me just get my settings right. Sorry, I think my settings are a lot better now. I think there was a little bit of bad sound quality just now. It should be fixed now, so hopefully that is the case. I see a Bloodseeker ban, by the way, on the side of Interitus. What is the deal with Bloodseeker right now? Because I don't really see him a lot, but that might just be the matches that I watch. What is your insights on this one?
I guess Bloodseeker, the only real reason why you'd really want to get rid of it is if you're thinking of like a Pango, which is pretty good against Tide Bane. Bane not so much, but in general, in the laning stage against Bane, pretty solid. And if you really want some mobile heroes, it's not like it's not the greatest against Queen of Pain. I mean, if you get the, for instance, Route of Atos, it works wonders against Quap, but there's one thing that Quap can do, and that is once she blinks and then makes one more step, she actually dodges the entire rupture damage if you blink max range. So it's not the end for Quap, but I assume they're just looking for, well, the Pango, something along those lines, some mobile hero that just runs around a lot, which in this current patch is seeming to be the case. And, well, Hoodwink laning with the Tidehunter, that's going to be a nice amount of minus armor.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I see a Disruptor being picked up as well, and right after that, a Timbersaw. That went really quickly. They just, yeah, they just went right for that. Okay, Timbersaw. I actually do really like to see Timbersaw. I think Timbersaw is a really good hero, and I think you know, if Timbersaw versus Tidehunter, that is Timbersaw favored, right?
Well, if they would lane against each other, I don't think that Gorilla's Pride is going to give them a chance to put the Tide against the Timber. But in general, Bane can't do too much against Timber. At the first couple of levels you can, but afterwards, Timber just runs you down. That's probably also the reason why they banned the Bloodseeker, because you rupture Timbersaw and he kind of can't run around and be a nuisance in that regard. But yeah, the Timbersaw is a very solid pick. Not a lot of safe laners can be picked up that really counter him, which is a big plus for Interitus. But for the most part, I'm liking these drafts. Very mobile. on the side of Interitus. Gorilla's Pride slightly less so, but they still need to pick up their 2 main cores.
I'm just currently just fixing my settings a little bit. I see that there's still some things a little bit wrong here, so don't mind me for like a few seconds. I'm just fixing that right now. Sorry.
No worries. Well, the Lina choice, of course, very solid to pick up. Has a lot of magic damage. One of the strongest laners in the game. Beats Queen of Pain, which is saying something because not a lot of heroes beat Queen of Pain currently. But the biggest plus is the Lina is also a Silver Edge builder, which is really good against the Timbersaw, one of the only mid heroes that can really just melt the Timbersaw with pure physical damage as well in the mid game. Plus the item build that she tends to just go for is, you know, bots, BKB, Silver Edge. And you need bots because you just want to be all over the place to make sure nothing gets split pushed by the Quap or Timbersaw. You need the BKB against Glimpse, obviously, and the Silver Edge against Timbersaw, which makes this a very solid choice. I assume it's just going to be a physical damage to Lina, though.
That makes sense. I think I sorted my settings. I'm so sorry. It's all been kind of last minute, so I just had to like fix all that stuff. But I think I got it now, hopefully. So let's see how it goes. I see an anti-mage ban on the side of Interitus. Their last ban is going to be anti-mage. Kind of wondering what they're going to do on the side of Gorilla's Pride. Kind of looking at them, I see that both of them pretty much are, you know, going to pick their position 1 now last. Do you have any ideas on what either team might be thinking about right now?
Well, if I'm thinking about South America, the first hero that comes to mind is Medusa. Always Medusa. I mean, honestly, not that bad in the lane against Timbersaw. And they really like to go for their late game cores. The only thing that I definitely do think that they should look for is a little bit more early game, especially in Interitus. They've got a Timbersaw, which is amazing for that early to mid game control. So you kind of want to have a core that gets on top of the enemies. Think a la a Slark. Great against the Tidehunter as well. Monkey King was banned by themselves, which is surprising. Would have been pretty decent in that regard. And they're going to choose to go for the Luna. Okay, that's also a classic. I'm personally not the biggest fan of Luna. Well, I am a big fan of Luna, but not the core version. But that's because I'm a very greedy support player.
Ah, I see. I was gonna say, why you're not a fan of Luna? I love Luna. I love to play Luna. But you know, that's fair and that's valid. I'm really curious what they're gonna pick on the side of Gorilla's Pride. What's gonna like finish or like round off their draft here?
I like Troll. Maybe... Oh, Gyro.
Gyro. Okay. So looking at both of the drafts, which do you think is better?
I mean, I like the cores of Gorilla's Pride more, but I like the supports of Interitus more. Mainly because Lina can go absolutely nuts. Tau and Now are just really solid core players as well. But the Hoodwink from Dismar has been very impressive lately. It has a break against the Timbersaw, which is always nice. And just Luna is... And most of the time I see Luna's being picked up, and then I'm just thinking, when is that hero actually going to do something? And I always just get very disappointed because the rest of the team kind of takes down everyone else, and then the Luna comes in to do the last hits. Whereas in this case, up against Lina, she comes in Silver Edge, pop, Luna's dead.
Yeah, I see what you mean. To be honest, I'm kind of I kind of think Gorilla's Pride is the better draft here. And I base that on my very professional opinion of loving Bane's cosmetic. I think that Bane's cosmetic is fantastic, and I think that gives them better chances.
Yep. Well, skins win games. Everyone knows that exactly. But to be fair, Bane is also a fairly annoying hero to deal with in the laning stage. You would normally say, but against the Timbersaw, I mean, the Gyrocopter, that's one big plus. Does a lot of magic damage in the laning stage, depending on, of course, your item build. It could definitely bully the Timbersaw away a little bit, but the downside is you've also got to deal with a Nyx, and most of the Gyrocopter's damage is AoE. So you're going to hit that Nyx accidentally, get Spike Carapace, and then they can pretty much run you down if you're not careful.
That's going to be very annoying. I mean, I'm kind of looking at Nyx and Disruptor. Both are supports that I find so insanely annoying. And I think a lot of people with me, you said you like their supports more than the other team. Yeah, they definitely have the more, the more annoying supports in this one. Getting glimpsed back by Disruptor might be one of the most tilting things that can happen to you in a game of Dota, at least in my honest opinion. So yeah, that's I'm definitely on board with the hey, that team has very annoying supports that will probably be doing a lot of work here.
This is pretty much a moment where we really get to see Interitus play because currently Gorilla's Pride are 3-1. So they are looking pretty good in the DPC season. Interitus are 2-2. They beat the pretty much worst two teams in the entire DPC Division 2. Well, the two bottoms. Currently, they did also get completely destroyed yesterday by Wolf Team. And it did look like a completely reinvigorated Wolf Team than we normally would have expected. Because Wolf Team is, I think, 2-3 right now. But Wolf Team, that lineup, is HFN and Tavo, guys that actually went to the last TI. And
yeah.
They're kind of fighting to not get eliminated from Division 2 this season.
I see. Tavo. I love to hear that name.
Yeah, but
I have his signature on a mousepad here. I love Tavo.
Well, yeah. We kind of do as well, but not with the way they've been playing this season.
Yeah, that's upsetting to hear. That's not great. Oh my god, all those voice lines. Really going ham here. Yeah, I'm really curious to see if Interitus can can maybe get this game from Gorilla's Pride. I mean, it should be possible, right?
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely
possible.
Like you win the laning stage, you can also run them down Gyrocopter and Lina are. Well, Lina just needs bots BKB and then she's a monster already. Gyrocopter depends on the item build. We've seen a little bit of a mixture between either going for the Ags rush or going for the Chrysalis Ags kind of build, with Chrysalis Ags also not being a bad choice because you can of course make that Chrysalis later into a Silver Edge to deal with the Timber Saw. But they're really going to need to create space for FCR to continuously farm on that Luna, because it's otherwise going to be a fairly tough game.
Yeah, absolutely true. Alright, let's see what they're going to do with the bounty rooms. It's not looking like they're going to do a massive fight here, but Gorilla's Pride does want to do something. They do scout out. Did scout out Disruptor? No, they don't see him. He's hiding in the trees pretty well. They're going to go for this Nyx though, but I don't think they're really going to get him. They're going to do some damage. Going to do a stun here. Jaro's getting stunned. Is going to run after him, but yeah, it's not really looking like a first blood situation here. Luna went to the lane right away. Yeah, I mean, I always love to see Luna, to be perfectly honest. I think Luna is... I think she's a really fun carry, to be honest. But I love boring carries, so maybe my opinion on that is not the best opinion, to be perfectly honest, so we'll see. Alright.
Well, my opinion of Luna is most of the time you get to the point where it's late stage, and then kind of any other carry in the game kills Luna. There are not many carries that I just think about, yeah, that really... Luna can actually take that hero down. Most of them is either they do too much damage or have too much survivability. So that's kind of the downside that I have with the hero most of the time.
I like that they're running down this Tidehunter a little bit, doing a little bit of damage there. Kind of securing this farm for Luna here in the bot lane. How is mid going? It seems to be going alright for both sides.
Yeah, mid is a lane where one mistake could definitely cost them dearly. And they're going to try their utmost to not make that mistake. But Water Rune rotations are going to be especially important with these two bottle carriers. I would say most important for the Queen of Pain, that she keeps it away from the Lina, because it's going to be a lot of harass. There are just no heroes that beat Lina in the laning stage.
Yeah, I agree. I think Lina's a very strong hero. I love to see her really on mid as well as support. I think Lina in general has just been decently good, and I don't think she's really dropped off that much, right? At least not recently in any like recent patches. I think she's always been pretty good hero.
I think she was a little bit too OP. They did nerf her pretty much like 5 patches in a row, and she's still like really good, which tells you exactly how stupidly OP she was. I don't think... I mean, as a support, the only thing that I really like about Lina is the fact that she's got the stupidest attack range in the game. So she can harass very nicely. But besides that, I think magic damage Lina really has been taking a massive beating. Just like SF, magic damage build, kind of... You don't really see it that often anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's mostly, you know, physical, because I've seen, like, SF1 as well, with, like, physical damage and stuff like that. I mean, it's interesting. The state of Dota right now, in my opinion, is very interesting.
I mean, you gotta try and figure out new things, especially considering we're waiting for the new patch, which will probably come out, I would assume, after the first major. But I definitely want that patch. I want to see what the new hero can do, because I honestly, I've got some friends playing on, I can't remember her name. The mute one.
Marcy?
Marcy, God, I couldn't remember the name.
I can't believe you forgot Marcy's name. That is, okay, sorry, I will not, okay.
Well, she never says her name, but yeah, she's a really interesting hero, and friends of mine play her like mid every single time, and they've got like 80 to 90% win rate on that stupid hero.
That's kind of crazy.
It's
I mean,
a
Marcy
nutty
is,
hero. Especially if you
honestly, yeah.
If you have it with like a pudge. Perfect.
Ooh, this Quap is taking a lot of damage here, though.
Perfect.
This, but so her bottle just came in. Is she gonna... Ooh, she's really cutting it close here. She just got her bottle, manages to heal up a little bit. But that was cutting it very, very close there. And first blood is drawn here in the top lane with Nyx dying by Bane.
Yeah, magic damage of the gyrocopter with the Bane right clicking through enough to get the kill. Timbersaw is not one that they can really interrupt anymore. Level 3 right now, though the Nyx is a nice target towards mid. So it's dropping pretty low, but gets a free bottle recharge from Pimp. The plus side of your support getting killed off. And now Tao needs to be careful himself, because Soothes underneath the tower is considering going for the aggression against Tao. Yeah, he's just bullying him out of the lane. That should force Lina to play a lot more defensively.
Radiant are scanning. How does that even work?
Nyx going back top now here. So far this Luna is doing really well regarding farm. She's definitely on top of the last hit chart right now. She seems to be having a pretty good lane. Not really a lot of interruptions, not really a lot of contesting here. So she is right now having a pretty good game. She's having a good time here.
They'll still need to be very careful, because they're a hero that's very susceptible to just straight up dying, especially if the tide hits you with a gush and you get
like this
stunned up. The Mine's Armor can be pretty nasty, but Dismar a little bit too far away to get the Acorn Shot Bushwhack combo. And also FCR does still have that Fairy Fire, so could try and bait them into a tough challenge.
Seems to be going for them. Disruptor here, that is a really quick death there on Hoodwink by this Disruptor. Disruptor's gonna take them for a little bit of a... Okay, no, never mind. This Tidal gave up quickly. He's gonna get himself killed here. Yeah. Get himself killed and then TP back to lane.
Well, that was a nice one. They managed to get a pretty big kill in the laning stage. Also, the most important part, the Tide being out of mana in that regard, so he can't really be that annoying either. Bounty runes being yoinked by each other. And there's no
Bane here in triangle. Just going for this Nyx assassin, nightmaring him, clicking him here. This Nyx is getting super low. Is Bane actually going to do it here? Is Bane actually going to get him? Getting attacked by Ancients, doing quite a lot of damage. Bane is going to give up here. Nyx has to retreat, has to heal himself. This Bane is really being quite aggressive.
I mean, that was a really good play by Bane. He even pulled the Ancients to the Nyx assassin, so that the moment the sleep would break, the Nyx would take a lot of damage. That's such a heads-up play, and the entire time just making sure no stacks will come through for the Luna to farm up later, or for the Quap to get quick stacks. Janek needs to be careful, because the Timbersaw is in the vicinity as well. And the Quap
Yeah, he's
actually
really
jumps
just...
back, so he's gonna continue.
Radiant's bottom tower needs a hand.
God.
This Bane is just going, you know, he's just staying here. He knows he can keep going. He's really distracting this Nyx assassin. He's getting a bounty rune here as well.
Oh, soothes. 25 HP, does manage to get himself out.
Radiant's top tower's
This
about
Hoodwink
to
is chasing though, but is gonna give up there. Yeah, this Quap is kind of living on the edge a little bit, and you know, it's interesting to see. There was a bushwhack coming out, but didn't quite hit.
Oh,
Quap's just
Nyx.
gonna retreat here.
Come on, run! He's trying to juke his way through and deny himself to the neutrals. Gyrocopter also pretty much left that top lane because the Timbersaw is level 6, and at that point, if you stay in the lane, you just straight up die.
Dire's putting a hurt on Radiant's middle tower.
And he went for
Swapty
the max
getting
level
chased.
black, so he's gonna
Dire's top
easily be able
tower's
to
about to
farm
be
up.
Radiant's top rubble.
Oh, no stacks on that many stacks on either side, really.
Dire's top
Disruptor here is
tower
getting caught by
might be going
Hoodwink.
down.
Bushwhack on him. He's really just kind of taking him for a ride right now. Trying to get out, but not able to. These two heroes are just too much for him. But he definitely did a little bit of distracting there, which is... I like how active they are on the map. Like, I like how both teams are relatively active. It's really a lot of fun to see.
Tower's under attack.
Bane is getting gone on here, but Timbersaw gets nightmared. Bane manages to just walk away here.
That's so much damage. Also, the Bane has infused raindrops, but it does not do anything against Timbersaw because all of his damage is pure. So nothing gets absorbed. It's pretty nice against like the Nyx Assassin, Luna and whatnot, but yeah, you can't do anything against the Timbersaw in that regard. That's why most heroes just get leave the lane the moment he hits level 6. Because he can just run you down. Or you must have won the lane heavily, but there are fairly little heroes that actually destroy Timbersaw in the lane. So they are finding now. Jump in, and the Gyrocop is caught. Sonic Wave comes through. Now actually even misses homing missile, hits the Centaur Conqueror with it, which then doesn't even die. Oh, that's so sad. Tau trying to catch D-Flash, but Soothers is coming in, misses the Dragon Slave, and now the Lina is in trouble. He's trying to find himself a catch onto D-Flash, but the bait and switch comes out. Tau is also going to get taken down. Double kill for the Quap, and that's a safe laner and a mid laner just gone.
Yeah, this Gyro didn't have ult either, using ult obviously to farm there, so it was a little bit of an uncomfortable, awkward moment for him there to be caught out. Very good to see.
That's a great way for the Quap to come back in the game, because she had a pretty tough lane. Currently still behind the Lina in net worth,
Radiant's bottom tower
which
under
is not the end in the world. The biggest problem is the moment that Lina gets the bots, though. She'll be everywhere on the map. She'll be rushing to take you down. Top and bottom both getting pushed out by the two teams respectively, because the safe laners kind of need to have those areas to farm up.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Bottom tower, meanwhile, is getting pressured by G-Pride. They are going to get this.
Tower's under attack. Radiant's bottom
They're not going
tower
to be able to
needs a
contest
hand.
that, so that is a little free
Radiant's
tower
bottom
for them.
tower has fallen. Dire's top tower is about to be
And top
Radiant's
lane
top
as
rubble.
well. Luna will get that tower. Both safe laners already in the lane where they want to be. Of course, around the 10-minute mark, you should, as off lane, have the tower taken down, and then you head into that direction so you can just farm the triangle plus the enemy's jungle. Easy farming tools. Whereas now he's done with the Chrysalis as his farming tool. Luna went for the Mask of Madness. Unsurprisingly, they're kind of building what everyone is building.
Bane is meanwhile keeping a little bit of an eye on this jungle here. He noticed Timbersaw just now, but he also kind of knows that he can't really do much with that. He does spot Luna here, though. He's pinging. Gyrocopter is TPing in. They're gonna go for this Luna. Nightmare Luna getting some damage in here with the homing missile coming in as well. Is Luna gonna be able to come out? No, I don't think she will be able to get out here. Lots of damage coming in from this Gyrocopter. She is running real fast, though, activating her Mask of Madness. Really a desperate attempt to get out, but another Nightmare coming in. And the last hit is going to be on this Gyrocopter. Luna was just a little bit too far there.
Mid lane in the meantime. Some trades coming out. Tau is going to get taken down on the Gorilla's Pride side. So they're trying to get Kara here aggressively. I mean, the Timber Saw is not really one that dies easily. Fiend's Grip holds him in place, though. They need to interrupt the Bane, but the blink forward from Zeus. He's going to get a homing missile chasing after him with a snipe coming through as well. Will it connect? Oh, the soak from Pimp. He's trying to keep his Quap alive. Blink. Zeus gets the blink to safety. Pimp with the saving grace. Big play from the Nyx. In comes the Eclipse, but it's a level 1 Lucent Beam, so it does like tickle damage. Luckily enough, the Vendetta Strike is enough to still secure the kill. Because it is pure damage, and it just goes right through those Kraken shells.
This Luna coming in clutch. And this Quap just, you know, getting out just at the right moment. That Nyx just blocking that Hoodwink ult was that was good. That was good to see. It was impressive.
Yeah, that's a big play right there. Quap would have been otherwise obliterated. And it's always strange to see a Luna, you know, pop Eclipse, because, well, it's level 1 Lucent Beam, so every beam did like 75 damage, which is, at that point you might just go for right clicks.
I mean, she has level 2 Lucent Beam, or did she only have level 1 just now?
She just leveled it up.
Oh, that's fair.
So it just feels very weak.
Yeah, it really does. Isn't it kind of normal to level the Eclipse like really late on Luna? With the farming potential of the other spells?
Like level 11, level 12 when you've got two.
Nyx got caught out here though. Bane and Hoodwink just roaming that jungle and getting him, catching him in that jungle. A lot of pressure on mid tower again. They're really trying to do something again around that area. They just kind of keep pressuring this and they keep trying to fight around it.
Yeah, but while they're all busy, now is Top Net with going for the Ags rush into the BKB at that point. Honestly, if he has a BKB, there is very little that can actually kill the Gyrocopter this game, because Timbersaw does no damage against you, Luna does no damage against you at that point. Quap's Sonic Wave could be a big problem, but it mainly comes down to they need to find a way to stun lock the Gyro, and they don't have many stuns. They've got Nyx. That's it. That's their big stun. Whereas on the other side, you've got the big, fat, juicy Ravage in case it's a necessity.
Bane again, they're in the jungle again. They're really trying to find some stuff. They're warding up as well. Are they going to be caught out here by Quap though? Quap sees them, Quap blinks in, gets some damage in on this Bane. Bane Nightmares, Nyx Assassin, make sure that he cannot be chased at least. Ult coming in as well on this Bane, but Quap gets shackled here to a tree, and Bane manages to actually just TP out. And Bane lives.
A Sonic Wave
that was an
used,
ult.
Vendetta used.
Yeah.
That's fairly painful.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, in that case, you know, the magic damage that he took in Fused Raindrops works against that. Also doesn't work against Sonic Wave, of course, but the added damage did get absorbed. They kept them occupied for another minute.
Meanwhile, they're gonna go do something again. They have spotted Luna there. There's a smoke coming in on Lina, Bane, and Hoodwink. And a stun coming in from Lina on this Luna. Luna gets shackled here, gets ulted, and just gets absolutely bombarded by those three heroes. Those three heroes are really active on the map right now, especially the two supports. And it's great to see. Getting that D-ward in here. And mid is getting a lot of pressure again.
It's surprising that the Bane Hoodwink are the two supports that are making all the plays comparatively to a Disruptor Nyx Assassin. This Disruptor actually went for level 2 kinetic field instead of leveling up the glimpse. What?
I'm not very familiar with what is good to do on Disruptor, so why is that something that is strange?
Because kinetic field... I mean, the plus side of leveling it is that people are caught longer in the static storm for the duration, but glimpse... The range, the cast range of the spell, and even the cooldown of the spell just changes significantly. Every level is 10-second reduction on cast time, and the cast range is insane how much it turns into. But otherwise, right now, like, he can't glimpse anyone. Anyone that he glimpses is too far away. Plus, Thunderstrike also is a spell that is great for the first level. Kind of falls off. Well, it doesn't necessarily fall off, but a lot of disruptors just tend to go for more glimpse levels, max level glimpse pretty much, so that they can get catches. Anyone TPing in, you send them back. Anyone trying to run away, you glimpse them back.
Yep. I never realized that the cast range ups so much with each level, because I'm looking at it now and it's 400 extra cast range per level in Glimpse. That is pretty insane, actually.
It's almost 2 Aether lenses in cast range added on top. Which, yeah, that's pretty decent.
They're all in the jungle now. I think they're going to go for a fight here. They caught this Tidehunter Disruptor ult coming in as well. Nyx kind of running around, getting some damage too. Timbersaw coming in. Tidehunter ult, though, getting that stun on at least 4 heroes. Is he going to be able to do much else with it? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it, but in the back line, this Nyx Assassin dies. This Quop dies. So that is definitely very good for the side of G-Pride here.
Yeah, the gyrocopter with the Ags came in from behind and completely caught them off by surprise. So, yeah, they just don't have the damage to kill off the Tide yet on the team. I mean, Luna just needs more farm. Needs a BKB, especially if they want to fight. They're going to look for the Timbersaw here. Can they hold them in place? No Fiend's Grip available. Hijack. They're not going to
walk out.
Risk too aggressively without the Ravage.
Oh. And a disconnect and a pause here right now.
Well, currently it looks pretty decent for G-Pride. I mean, the Lina is almost done with the BKB. Gyrocopter is, well, done with the full axe, going for the BKB. 2k ahead of the Luna, which is surprising that the Luna is honestly pretty low in farm, considering how much space she's gotten for the most part. I do have to say she got caught twice in the top lane in very unfavorable moments in the game, where she pretty much should have been able to just freely farm. So slightly on the mistakes in that regard. Whereas the Gyrocopter, he's honestly never really been hunted. That's mainly because they could never get the Gyrocopter. It's a pretty decently swift hero, and even if you get on like close to the Gyro, there's so much AoE damage coming out from the hero. He's running around with 2.2k HP. That he just doesn't die quickly.
Yeah, it's definitely a hard target to really catch in that regard. And yeah, I mean, I agree, Luna, you know, she definitely has had a little bit of a delay now on her items because of getting caught out like that. I think the catch on top was a little bit aggressive, a little bit risky the way she's playing. I do love to see that though. You know, it's definitely fun to watch carries be a little bit more aggressive, to live a little bit more dangerously, even though it might not be exactly beneficial to their role or to their team. I think it's fun to see, you know? Fun to see them trying some stuff.
Yeah, but you kind of need to win. I mean, I love like a Huskar safe lane like the next person, but sometimes you just also need to make sure that you win and not dying on your safe lane. And while they are trying to create, well, to be fair, they aren't making that much space on the side of Interitus. The two supports' main use of Pimpolio's Vendetta has just been roaming around his own jungle to spot where the Hoodwink Bane are.
Yeah, that is true. Timbersaw reconnected now. They're gonna go back.
Hopefully no more issues will be coming through.
They're gonna retreat here on G-Pride. And so far it's definitely really looking good for G-Pride, you know, getting that mid tower. Obviously a very important objective here. It seems like they're just gonna go back to farming. This Jar is just gonna go back to farming. He knows he's doing quite well. You know, his items are fast. He's fast with them. His farm is good, so it's looking pretty good here. Something happening on the mid lane here. There's a smoke coming in on the support duo again on the side of Interitus and Quop as well. They're doing a lot of pressure on the mid tower. Quop is jumping in, doesn't really quite catch something and gets stunned here by this Gyrocopter. Hoodwink is running in as well. It definitely seems like they are planning on defending this. Will they be able to though? No, not quite. Not quite. Are they going to stick around? Are they going to stick around?
Without the Ravage is kind of a problem for G-Pride. They will be able to catch out the Disruptor, but that is a sacrifice you're willing to take for the tower.
Yeah. Absolutely. And both teams just...
Oh, Quop got nightmared up. Actually, somehow, for some reason, Luna got rid of it. Now the Luna needs to be a bit careful. Kara getting aggressive, chasing in after Luna. With now Pimp being caught in a tough spot. I mean, there's a lot of weird movements coming up from Interitus. They got that mid tower pretty much scot-free. Yeah, they lost the disruptor for it, but now they're toying around a little bit too long in that direction. Because previously they couldn't really take a fight, G-Pride, because the Lina was pushing and farming bottom lane. But the moment that she TPs in with the BKB ready, it becomes a completely different story.
Absolutely, yeah. What you said as well. Like, it seems like they're kind of just sticking around a bit, you know, which might not be the best course of action, and just getting caught out and getting killed there. I think the death on the Nyx was very unnecessary. Yeah, I don't know. It seemed a bit, you know, they're making some interesting movements, which I can definitely appreciate though. So Luna's going to continue farming now. This Gyrocopter's net worth is insane, much higher than their Luna. Even the Lina on the side of G-Pride has more net worth than this Luna. Another smoke coming in as well on 4 of the heroes on Interitus. They're gonna try to find someone. They are gonna go into their jungle. However, the team is in their triangle. Are they gonna be able to get that?
Well, they did scan out that hijack was nearby, but the problem with that scan is they don't know if the rest of the team is in the area. However, Pimp spots out Dismar. The tower got taken. They're looking for Tau. Can the Lina respond in time? Klim sends back the Hoodwink, who's going to get caught out. Nightmare save attempted. Ravage gets blown. Dismar turns around, stays alive, snipe onto the Timber Shot, takes him down, and they find a triple. Sonic Wave with the Eclipse isn't enough damage. No, the Fiend's Grip during the BKB. Nothing you can do. Stun onto the Queen of Pain, trying to run away. LSA gonna connect. Queen, can she blink to safety? Jumps up the high ground. Will actually find the only kill for Interitus so far. And Soothe will try to disengage further, but the Nightmare gets bounced all over the place. Disruptor, you're going to be sacrificed for the greater good. And that greater good is Kara on the Tide. So a big win. Double buyback force out on to the side of Interitus. And G-Pride come up massive.
That was that was insane. That was great to see. What a fight. Honestly, what a fight. Luna really tried to do some stuff, but you know, just the damage she's putting out right now, also with her ult, is just really not quite good enough. Not quite good enough to really make a major difference here.
Bane, that Nightmare save was sublime on the Hoodwink. And then afterwards, dropping the Ravage, putting them in a fairly tough spot. With a 7k lead, Lina, I assume going for a Silver Edge. Actually bought something out just now. Did she buy? Oh, Chrysalis. So, yeah, I assume it's going to be a Silver Edge. Might even go for the full Davis, but Silver Edge seems a lot more logical. Gyrocopter, Satanic fully done, so it's always got that passive heal. How are they going to turn this around, Sparks?
That is a very good question that I do not have the answer to. But yeah, it seems like G-Pride is really taking advantage of this this last team fight, really just capitalizing on you know, on all the stuff that they did, getting that Aegis, going to smoke for it again. They really want to start moving again. They really want to just start finding that enemy team again here, and you know, I think a few more fights like that, and it's definitely over.
Pretty solid engagement so far. G-Pride definitely in the driver's seat with that Gyrocopter so gigantically fat. Currently 4k ahead of the Luna. Even the Quap is ahead of the Luna. That just does not look good if your safe laner is getting completely annihilated. Just like Pimp got taken down by Tau. Yeah, you kind of need to be careful. He's got bots who will be anywhere you are.
Yeah, it's not looking so good right now for them. But this Luna is really desperately trying to get some farm out of this still. You know, just all the way up in their jungle, really just trying to find the morsels, the crumbs of farm there. But it just looks like it's not making that much of a difference, to be honest. She is retreating though. She does realize that she's in a little bit of a dangerous spot here. G-Pride is definitely aware of her position here. She's gonna TP out. Just play it really safely.
That's kind of the problem with not having a Manta style on a Luna. It hinders your farm quite a decent amount. Otherwise, you can just split them open, send them towards the lane, and be safer yourself. But right now, she has to actually physically stand there and try and right-click some creeps, which is not the greatest position to be in. Because Lina can come up from everywhere. Random Tide Ravage, you've got Hoodwink in the trees, you've got the Bane with, of course, the Fiend Script now that his Aether Lens has been finished up. So there's so many threats for the Luna to just immediately get caught out.
Absolutely. Bottom tower seems to be quite free for them right now.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Why do you think Luna didn't go for Manta?
I don't think she felt she had enough time to build it up, considering that G-Pride were very aggressive on both the Hoodwink and the Bane this game. And it's not like they're the greatest tools in terms of dealing with debuffs this game. There's, for instance, the Tide Slow, armor reduction, that's annoying. You could Manta style dodge the LSA, but there's no silences reach on the side of G-Pride, so it might just been a conscious choice to pick up the BKB instead. But Manta style, even though it is a great way to dispel, it also does add in some farming potential.
Dire's middle tower looks to be disintegrating.
3 racks picked up. Now
They're just in their base right now. He doesn't really care. You know, he's just up on this high ground, getting that tower. Smoke coming in on the side of Sentinels. Are they gonna? They really want to do something here, but they can't do a lot. Aegis is still up on this gyrocopter. He popped his Satanic, just getting that HP right back, right away, and getting this tower, getting these 2 racks.
Yeah, for Megas.
They can't stop him.
10
They can't stop him.
Another Satanic coming in. They're just walking down all 3 lanes, and yeah, exactly. How are you going to stop this? Where are the big ultis? They got the Sonic Wave, starts some kinetic field. The BKB on Luna is enough. Ravage gets blown though in return. Big Sonic Wave pushes the Dire heroes back, but now he's healing up very quickly, popping his flat cannon, going ham, and they just lose a lot of HP. Hijack even gets Lagoonad. The plus side is there's backdoor protection. They can't actually finish off the rack stop. That's one big plus. The Aegis is going to expire in 50 seconds, but a nice stun onto the Quap. Luckily, they cut the tree down in time to make sure that the Quap stun, of course, gets taken care of. Because if you cut the Hoodwink Bushwhack's tree, then the stun will also be gone, which is, of course, a big plus. Ooh, Lina just got blown up. Gyrocopter.
Are we gonna stay here though? He is. He still has Aegis for 30 seconds. He's definitely really wanting to get these mega creeps. And is he gonna be able to though? Because his team is slowly dying.
Lina almost has LSA again. Luna as well. Will they be able to get a connection? It's very close to finishing up the racks. Get those megas. Fall back if necessary. Or just continue and finish up the game. Blink onto Tau. Bought out. And Tau and now is hammering down the entire Interitus lineup. Forced back in towards that fountain. With megas against them in 26 minutes. Sparks.
Yeah, might be GG at this point. This gyrocopter is an absolute beast.
Yeah, there's the GG call. GG, well played, but Gorilla's Pride definitely felt a lot more in control this entire game, especially if you look at the support duo. I must say, they've done a tremendous job of creating so much space for the gyrocopter, Bane and Hoodwink, and just annoying every piece. From the beginning on, you had the Bane, of course, denying any stacks for the Luna to be created, which is already a big plus. There were some very nice plays. Even Pimp on that Nyx Assassin soaking up the snipe was not enough to really get them going. Tough game for the Radiant side, but of course, only the first in a best of 3.
Yeah, anything can happen. Anything can happen. We'll see if they learn from this first game, really take it to heart, and switch it up a little bit.
Exactly. Maybe they can get themselves back on track, but we will be back for that next matchup after a short break. Don't go anywhere. See ya.